welcome back to my channel. Okay, y'all, so let's get into some things. This Jeezy and Nia Long are just conversations, right? First of all, they both looked amazing. Okay, Jeezy was very clean cut. He was looking very sharp, very groomed, and he was looking amazing. And Nia Long, gorgeous, absolutely breathtaking. Okay, so they both looked beautiful, right? Just blackness. Okay, just black magic everywhere. One of my subscribers sent me a clip of this video, and I was looking at it. Was just a clip, and I was like, So I had some reservations, and I want to tell you why. A lot of times I can only speak for my culture because I'm an African American woman, right? I'm black. So I felt apprehensive. Why did I feel apprehensive? Because our choices are limited, number one. Those of us who are love our black men. I can't say if it's right or wrong, but I just, being transparent. A lot of times when we see interracial couples, we feel abandoned, right? Because we think of, how our choices are limited in compared to other cultures, right? And, if you want to, stick by your, black men, it's very difficult, right? So we felt abandoned, and I can say that was like I felt some type of way, right? But getting over all that, I said, okay, I'm going to look at this interview with my short attention span, right? With just, I said, okay, let me get some snacks. And so that's what you're going to need to do to get through this interview. But it warrants you looking at. It was just a great discussion, right? But another one of my reservations before I get into it was just, when somebody is, presenting something. If you're editing your video, you get to choose the narrative, right? So you can put out what narrative you want to if you're doing a lot of editing in, the video that you're doing. I know that as being a content creator, right? Whatever message that you're trying to set, you can edit it. You can take a movie or whatever message you're trying to send. So that is what happens when a lot of people that are doing content, they have a message, right? And they're going to get their message out by editing and choosing what clips they want to put, right? So that's what they did. So I was like, okay, right. Now I was thinking about that because he got this book that he's coming out with, right? And you got to set it straight with the women, the African American women, if you want them to buy your book and they already feeling some type of way, right? You got baby mamas, and you think maybe on a come up with this one, right? It's not that way, but we feel that that's the way you were feeling it, right? Okay, I got the one, and it wasn't the one, right? But they're still not divorced as of yet. So anything, they could work out their marriage. I always hope the best for people, because at the end of the day, love is love, right? And you love who you love. The heart loves who it wants to love. So so just looking at the the positive things when they were talking, but the intelligence level, it was on another level, right? So you can tell that Jeezy was in therapy. He was saying all the verbiage that you would get in counseling, especially if you taking notes, right? So he began to talk about, a lot of things about how he was raised And so in listening to him, he talked a lot about his mother and the dysfunctional relationship that he had with her. And I thought, this is when my thinking, I was like, well, are you blaming your toxicity on your relationship with your mom? But yeah, we are a product of our environment, right? If you have some type of toxic relationship with your parents, it's going to affect your relationships and the way you handle in terms of child rearing and things of that nature, right? So it does make a difference. And so if you don't rewire the way you think and believe and the interactions that you have with your family, it's it's not going to turn out right. Your kid's going to end up resenting you. And he was just saying he had some issues with his children, and so he had to, as in therapy, you have to go back to go forward, right? My sister always says that, and I'm like, give me the short version, but you have to go back to go forward so you can begin the healing process, right? Because he is in the midst of this public divorce, right? And with married to Jeannie, right? She's a household name, right? And a lot of people love her. So I can tell that he was doing the work. So he, was just talking about his journey, and Nia was sharing her journey because, as we all know, she is, allegedly found out that her son's father was cheating, right? And he just was the cheating was just with one of his boss wife, so it was just a mess. But she had to get through that, and she found herself in a place of peace, because we can't take responsibility for somebody else's behavior, but a lot of times we do internalize what people are doing, and if it's affecting us, we don't realize that it's their work, that they have to do the work. And wherever you are in your journey, that's where you are. You have to take people for who they are. So it was just really really enlightening, because it kind of made you feel like, okay, I want to be able to be open and do the work on some things that we all are going through in life, especially our African American men, because in our culture, therapy and just working on your mental health is almost taboo. In our culture, it's like our parents would say, what goes on in our house stays in our house. That's
y'all know my uncle been in prison before.
Okay, keep running you keep putting my business out there. You keep putting my business out there.
That's what we were taught, right? So we don't have a outlet, so to speak. We weren't given the go ahead to do that, because either we couldn't afford it or we just didn't have it. We talked to our grandmama, okay, or talked to somebody that was wise. But if we didn't have the emotional intelligence to do that, then we're walking around with all this brokenness, right?
I feel like, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's daddy coming home, Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil? Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive, I learned how to shave, I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him! I ain't need him then and I don't need him now.
Will.
Nah, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm gonna get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm gonna have me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?
it's a lot of layers that we have. So I had some, reservations, but, I was able to take some mental notes, and I did learn a lot of things, and one thing that I did like during the interview, they talked about different terms like emotional intelligence, different counseling verbiage, and they actually defined it, right? And so I thought it was overall, I would give it like maybe a 75%, I would say. So it's worth listening to. And, I just hope that he is not pandering to black women, right? Because I know he's selling a book at the end of the day. I hope and pray that he is actually, doing the work, which it sounds like he is. I can see some sincerity in the things that he was saying. But Nia, I can tell that, her emotional intelligence was at a very high level. So to see that in a woman, I was like, did I see some sparks flying somewhere? But I don't want to read into it more than it already is. But what was so beautiful is that when a black man and a black woman can actually sit down and have a conversation and actually talk about things that they have experienced and how they're on the road to healing.
Hey, check me out, kings. Check me out, queen. Hey, ladies, listen to me. Listen, ain't no man perfect, man. Ain't no man perfect. So if you waiting for a perfect man, then you're going to be waiting your whole entire life, and you're going to be by yourself your whole entire life. But I tell you what is good, though. A man that's trying and willing to put in that motherfucking work and pull forth the effort to improve in areas where he's lacking at. When you done sat down and communicated to him that he's not giving what he's supposed to be giving, and you feel this way, and he take that into consideration and shows you through his actions that he loves you and wants to be with you by the better choices and decision making that he starts to make for his life, that is a motherfucking amazing thing. Yeah, ain't no man perfect. Don't get it twisted. But a man that's willing to work and put in that work, man. Yeah, that's the best thing you can get. Best kind of man you can get attached to. Because at the end of the day, you can't change him. It's up to him to change his own mindset to be the man he needs.
And just be a transparent. That part right there was so beautiful, because if you are on a journey to work on yourself, right? You're doing the soul work, right? You've got counseling before you're trying to unpack the toxic ways that you may have inherited, or maybe you have been a product of your environment, right? You have been in a household that has a lot of dysfunction, which we all have. It's going to be hard for you to connect with your partner, and just to see them talking, it was so beautiful. Doing the self-work, right? Self-work, soul work, mental health, all those things which will make you a well-rounded person, right? Because we're made of mind, body, and spirit, right? We're triune, right? We have a mind, a body, and a spirit. So we have to do the work so we can maintain a balance, okay? So I love y'all. Go check it out and let me know what you think in the comments. I love you all. Be blessed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time to Unchurched Talk with the T.